Hello, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. The Felda debt waiver issue continued today with Muhyiddin hauling Anwar to court over his allegations. This comes after Muhyiddin and Anwar traded threats of legal action over the matter. Former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has filed a defamation suit against Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. This was over his allegation linked to the Felda Settlers debt write-off. In his statement of claim filed at the Kuala Lumpur High Court yesterday, Muhyiddin claimed that Anwar's remarks implied, among others, that he lied about the Felda Settlers debt waiver. He added that the remarks also implied that he was a person who did not fulfill his responsibilities as then Premier over the debt waiver and abused his power. He said Anwar did not show any remorse and continued to rally support for his false and malicious accusations by repeating the statements. Among others, Muhyiddin is seeking general, aggravated, and exemplary damages. He is also seeking an injunction to restrain Anwar from further defaming him, as well as a court order for Anwar to take down the allegedly defamatory statements carried online in videos on his Facebook as well as YouTube accounts. Muhyiddin also wants Anwar to make a public apology to be published in all news portals, mass media, and social media platforms. Anwar and Muhyiddin have been trading threats of legal action following Anwar's speech at the Felda Settlers Day reception in Serdang, Selangor on July 7th. In his speech then, Anwar had claimed that an initiative under Muhyiddin's administration to forgive Felda Settlers' debts in 2021 never materialized as there was no allocation in the 2021 and 2022 federal budgets. Muhyiddin had dismissed the claims as a lie and cited a written reply in Parliament dated February 23rd this year that showed that the debt waiver was approved in 2021. Satees Muniandy has quit DAP and announced that he will be defending his seat as an independent. This came following his press conference earlier this week, where he claimed that an emperor was treating Penang like it belonged to his father. Incumbent Bagan Dalam assemblyperson Satees Muniandy has quit DAP and announced that he will defend his seat as an independent in the upcoming Penang state election. In a press conference today, Satees said he had sent a letter to DAP Secretary General Anthony Loke on the matter and had informed caretaker Penang Chief Minister Chow kon Yeow. Satees also vowed to support Chow to continue leading Penang. He also renewed attacks against the emperor, who he alleged was treating Penang like it belonged to his father.
That doesn't mean I hate this party. I still love this party very much. This is a very democratic party that I joined, and I believe it can go to the right direction again. If we can get rid of the tyrant, if we can get rid of the emperor. That's what's most important. My friends in DAP, I don't hate you. I hope you all don't hate me, because this is not my fight against the party, not my fight against my friends in DAP, but only against this one emperor. This is about the time to send a message to the people of Penang that Penang does not belong to him. Penang belongs to people of Penang, Penangites.
He also stressed that no matter the circumstances, he would never join or support Perikatan Nasional. Satees was among several incumbent representatives and state exco members who were dropped from the recently unveiled DAP's candidates list for the state polls. With his exit, Satees joins former Seberang Perai City Councillor David Marshall, who had also announced that he would be contesting as an independent. Najib Abdul Razak's son has taken a swipe at the former Premier's supporters. This was after a group of them declared support for Perikatan Nasional ahead of the polls in the 6 states.
Najib Abdul Razak's son, Muhammad Nazifuddin, has taken a swipe at the former Premier's supporters for exploiting the upcoming state elections for their benefit. This came after a group of Bosku supporters, led by Syed Muhammad Imran Syed Abdul Aziz, declared support for Perikatan Nasional. In a press conference yesterday, the group said they were disappointed and had lost faith with UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi for being quiet and having no desire to seek justice for Najib. Syed Muhammad had also expressed hope that PN would be ready to cooperate with them to get justice for Najib. In response to this, Nazifuddin said the upcoming elections and upholding justice for Najib are two separate issues. He said, due to the state election schedules and events, people are taking advantage of it for their own gains. While expressing gratitude towards his father's supporters for their love and support, Nazifuddin stressed that representations outside their family do not truly represent what Najib has in mind. He said, as a family, they are helping out candidates of the current government, which they are a part of. Nazifuddin said they want to continue to create a stable country and move forward to bring back a positive economy. He added that his family is also consistent in their belief for Najib and to get justice for him. He said they believe that Najib will triumph and there will be a way for him to seek retrial or pardon to release him.
Saifuddin Nasution Ismail has labelled Dr. Mahathir and Hadi as troublemakers and called on the public to ignore them.
PKR Secretary General Saifuddin Nasution Ismail has called on the public to ignore former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and his newfound ally Abdul Hadi Awang. In his speech at the Kedah Unity Candidate Introduction and Manifesto launch last night, Saifuddin said the two had been causing problems for almost 3 decades when they should be building the nation.
Both of them, Tun and Hadi Awang, should be ignored because they are problem makers rather than nation builders. Both are problem makers. We need the nation builders.
He added that they had created instability to the country due to their self-interest. With this, he said the public should move on and no longer mention these two characters. While admitting that it was unimaginable to see the long-time enemies share the same stage, Saifuddin said he had also come up with a reason for it.
Yang mempertemukan mereka bukannya masa depan Melayu, perpaduan Melayu. Bukan. Kedua-duanya ini mewakili politik dendam, politik cemburu, kebencian, dan politik lapar dan usang.
Tuan Ibrahim has revealed that Nick Abduh was offered 2 seats to contest in the upcoming state polls, but he declined them. He said this in response to a question on Nick Abduh's name being absent from PN's candidate list for the Kelantan polls.
Past Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuanman has revealed that past Central Committee member Nick Muhammad Abdul Nick Abdul Aziz declined offers to contest 2 seats in the upcoming state polls. This comes following the announcement of Kelantan PN candidates last night. Tuan Ibrahim said they had offered him 2 seats but he declined. He added that Nick Abdul said he was fine with not being fielded because that will allow him to focus on the religious school that he manages. Tuan Ibrahim said there are no issues arising from Nick Abduh not being fielded, as in politics, there are many opportunities to contribute. He also dismissed suggestions that dropping Nick Abduh from the candidate lineup would effectively end the legacy of his late father and former past spiritual leader, Nick Abdul Aziz Nikmat. We can continue his legacy through our party struggle. It doesn't have to be about candidates, he said. Perikatan Nasional will be fielding 23 fresh faces for the 45 seats in the upcoming Kelantan polls. 2 days ago, Malaysia Kini reported that Nick Abdul was offered the Kota Lama and Kijang seats, but he declined as he was only open to being fielded in Chempaka. Chempaka was a seat held by Nick Aziz between 1995 and 2015.
Still on PAS, the party has ordered for its members to not issue any media statements unless they have permission from party president Abdul Hadi Awang.
PAS has imposed a gag order on its members that prevent them from issuing statements to the press. In a statement last night, PAS Secretary General Taqiyuddin Hassan said the gag order is to avoid creating an atmosphere that could undermine planning, especially during the election period. He said no press statements can be issued unless there is permission from PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang to do so. He also reminded all party members to toe the party line and support Perikatan Nasional's candidates in the upcoming polls. He said all past members and leaders must follow party instructions, especially those coming from its Ulama Council, Central Working Committee, and Election Department. He warned that disciplinary action, including dismissal, can be taken against those who disobey the party's decisions and cause losses to the party. This includes any action, like becoming a candidate or supporting candidates other than PN's ones. The directive came after several party grassroots members in Penang voiced dissent against PN fielding Gerakan President Dominic Lau in their area. Yesterday, PN Secretary General Hamzah Zainuddin confirmed that the PN Presidential Council had agreed to appoint Lau as the candidate for Bayan Lepas.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.